Fade out, fade out. Hey! It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Houston, a health insurance specialist and financial planner in Victoria, BC, and I'm really enjoying my coffee this morning.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Marnie Dangerfield, also in Victoria, BC, and just super enjoying your background, Melissa. I feel like we're doing the transition. We're in that transition between fall and winter. It's December now, and I'm just going to look at our backgrounds for this whole call.
Yeah, it's not snowy here, obviously, but it's cool. And with the holiday season approaching, I'm feeling very festive and wintry, and I felt like portraying that on the call today.
Hi. Oh, and look at this. We've got Terry saying good morning. Oh, and good morning, Leanne, too. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, sorry. I missed hearing you. I was turning on my headphones.
Okay.
And it was talking at me and I couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
I was saying good morning to Terry and Leanne, who are
Oh,
with us this morning.
good morning. Thanks for joining us.
So excited to have you here.
Oh, I love having people join us.
Mm-hmm. And Rose too. Yay!
Oh, hi, Mom.
Okay, so what are we doing? Yes, we're going to, as we like to start with our, our value statement? What's it called again? Our value statement. Then we're going to be sharing some inspiration, what's inspiring us this week. And we hope if you're here live, you'll share what's inspiring you this morning too. And then I'm going to share a wellness tip.
Yay.
And then we're going to share contact information. And then we're going to share gratitudes, and hopefully other people will share too. And then we'll round out with the always motivating motivational quote brought to us by Melissa this morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Marty. All right. Our value statement. Today we gather
in the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life.
Yeah. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to kick us off today, Marnie?
I'm kicking us off. So originally I had it all prepped. I was going to talk about Giving Tuesday and how inspiring it was. And then I read this morning's paper.
Oh.
And it was just inspiring. So there was a couple of things. One was, I love our library system. I so appreciate it, and they inspire me. And there's because of local foundations, there's been money donated, and our island libraries, let me bring it over so I'm looking at you. Our island libraries are combating social isolation with digital care packages. So they're providing laptops and the training and subsidies for the internet so that people, elderly people in homes and such who are more isolated and can't see people can connect digitally. And I was just like, what? It was so great. And just seeing that community coming together to create that. And then there was another article on, this is for people who are more local, but this could be wherever you are, potentially it could happen. One of we had a racetrack for horse racing and such, and it's been up in the air what it was going to be. It was going to be developed, that sort of thing. And now it's leased to a farming group, and they're going to be mentoring farmpreneurs and helping our local food security. And there's going to be community gardens. And so, yeah, sometimes the paper can be really inspiring. And just to see what, when community comes together with ideas, what can happen.
Oh, that is so awesome. What a great thing to read first thing in the morning. I especially love that about the library. I'm guessing they must have some funding that's not being used. So it's normally used just for, operating costs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess there's a Victoria Island Foundation, the Nanaimo Foundation. So there's, I think, 7 different sort of foundation groups that, raise money themselves. And they provided this budget for this program to help connect. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I hope that the people who could use that the most hear about it. And I guess that's probably one of the reasons they're talking about it in the paper, is that some of the people who may not have access to computers and the internet might hear about it that way. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes.
Just in
Oh,
time for the holidays too.
exactly. Oh, and we've got a share from Terry.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be in Sandra Yancey's Ignite Mastermind today. Awesome.
Ooh,
And she loves
that
to
is pretty amazing.
and she's into supporting farmpreneurs tours. Farmpreneurs too. It's the first time I read that word today. I like it. It's hard to say though.
Farmpreneurs.
Farmpreneurs.
Farmpreneurs. We're going to practice it.
Like plant
Awesome.
fluencer. Anyway, so what's inspiring you this week?
Well, we were kind of on the same wavelength. And actually, Giving Tuesday itself didn't really come into my mind, but I have been very inspired lately because, we had the whole Black Friday thing. We discussed that last week. And yet I find just my own experience out in the world, I feel like there's been a lot less emphasis on some of the more commercial aspects of the holidays this year, and far more emphasis on finding ways to connect with each other and helping each other. And so there's still a lot of fundraising initiatives going on, lots of donations going on. And I find that so inspiring. There's one networking group, I think we're both members of it, the Victoria Professional Women's Group. Or is it Victoria Women's Professional? I think it's the latter. I always get those two words mixed up. But they collected hygiene kits for women in need. And I've been seeing the pictures of how many of them they've collected. We got hundreds of them. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like what a great thing. Everyone's pulling together for these causes. And of course, we're also both members of eWomen Network, and we're doing the fundraising silent auction to benefit the eWomen Foundation. And I especially wanted to highlight that because Marnie's got some amazing things, people. She's got some amazing donations. And although the gardens one is probably only best utilized by someone in Victoria, you do have some gardening coaching. Is that what you're calling it? Coaching?
Mm-hmm. Guidance,
Zoom or phone calls. Yes. And that could be used by anyone, really. So I'm going to share the link underneath our Zoom call today in case anyone does want to, shop for a good cause and continue to contribute to the spirit of donating and giving. And yeah, it's just been very heartwarming to see that, especially this year when it would be very easy for us to just sort of huddle within ourselves. Everyone is still very much focusing on everyone else and making sure everyone else is being looked after. And so my heart's very full because of that.
Yes, so well said. Yes. Ditto. And yes. And the auction, there are some amazing donations on there and for gift ideas for people and such. And I know Terry's got an amazing donation as well. My goodness.
Yes.
So but yeah, so check it out. And woohoo. Anyway, I'll answer your question later, Terry. Thank you. She likes the garden guide. So the garden coach, garden guide. So anyway, thanks for that shout out, Melissa.
Yes.
But it is so inspiring to see, like, even back to the paper, they have a fundraiser they do every year, and it's it's exceeding their expectations. So far this year, people are giving so much. And same, the Tree Sisters, which is a group I'm involved in a bit, they had a thing yesterday and they blew past their goal. And it just seems like people, as you say, are more focused on what's kind of that much more on what's important. And I also appreciated the wording. I felt this year too, there was a more awareness of saying, you may not be able to give as much this year or give, and that's okay. Like understanding that this could be a financially tough time for people, but if you can, here's this.
Right.
So
yeah, for sure. All right. And now on to one of my favorite parts of our call, Marnie's wellness tips, or what have you got for us today?
Yes. And love that question, Wendy. And I'll answer that later too.
Boy, I'm looking forward to reading
I
what these
know.
questions are.
This is fun. Can definitely help with that, but I'll answer that. So you inspired me last week when you shared about rain. And so people who didn't hear, Melissa shared about a meditation, which is a lovely one. I learned it through Tara Brock, and you shared the meditation app, Insight Timer, which is also a great tip. So I wanted to remind people there are helpful apps, and the Insight Timer has quite a range of different meditations to choose from. But the RAIN, which is an acronym, I'll just remind people that R stands for recognize, A stands for allow, I is investigate, and N is nourish. And like I said, Melissa shared in last week's show a link to one for you to try. But that inspired me because I've been playing with one that came to me in an email message, and it's the GRACE acronym. So GRACE, and that for the morning, oh, my GRACE meditation. And there's just something about it that I've been enjoying. And so I wanted to mention it, and I'll be sharing a link below after if people want to try it. And it's just, the reason I'm also bringing it up is that there are so many different ones to explore. And so just kind of encourage it. And even if you start with like a 2-minute just breathing meditation, that's a wonderful thing to do to help your overall well-being. But if you're wanting a guided one, or there are lots of, Wendy's mentioned the Insight Timer. It's a great app. So Grace, the link I'm going to be sharing after, it's a 12-minute meditation. So I'm not going to take you through it all, but I'll give you a sense of what it is. So the G is for gathering your attention. So it's like you're in the beginning, you're gathering your attention, you're getting present and seeing what is. And then R, which I thought you might like, Melissa, is recalling intention. So the reason why I kind of like this one why I like this one in the morning is because it's what's the intention? And so I set an intention for the day, like what's my intention for the day? But depending on when you do it, it could be something different. A is attuning to self and others. So it's a check-in with yourself. You can do a quick body scan and see how you're feeling and tuning into that, so that when you are connecting with others, you're kind of like know where you are. And then C is considering what would serve. And I just realized I forgot to mention what this meditation is about. The goal it was one created by Roshi Joan Halifax, and it's about self-care, engaging in self-care and cultivating resilience. It's building those muscles, building that. So the C is considering what would serve, and the serve is you. What would serve you in your self-care in that moment or throughout the day? Like it's bringing that practice of checking in with yourself. What's your intention? What do you need? What would help? And then you end with E, which is an ethical ending and engagement, is what it's written out as. But it's essentially what's one, they say wise action, but what's one action that you can take after this that would either help with that intention or with your self-care. So it's this, it doesn't have to take 12 minutes. The one I'm setting the link for is, but even if you just mindfully went through these and checked in and went through the process, you're really setting yourself up in your day in a much different way than sometimes we do, or I know I do, where I'm just like, go without even thinking. Though I try not to do that, it happens. So the grace practice I wanted to mention today, and also remind people about the rain meditation, because it's a lovely one that you mentioned last week.
Awesome. I am definitely gonna, well, depending on when you're able to get the link posted, I would like to do it today. If not, it'll be tomorrow's meditation for me. Thank you, Marty. That's awesome. I love learning these new methods and ideas. Ooh. All right. And now we are at our contact information time. Da, 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 da. And here we are. If you have anything you would like to share with Marty or myself, feel free to email us at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. You are likely on our Facebook page, MM with MM. But if not, like we said, please visit us there because that is where we share a lot of the resources that we talk about on our calls. And then we have our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_MM, which is very long, but very easy to remember. And I have to apologize because I've been very neglectful getting our quote images posted on there, but that's normally where they go. So I'm a little behind, so I'll be catching up at some point. And then we have our YouTube channel. So that is where you can go to get notices when we post the recordings of these. So for anyone who is not able to join us live, it's a great way to, like I said, get reminders about our new shows, and then you can watch them at your convenience. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute, Marnie.
Sorry, clearing out the frog in my throat. Terry, we're trying to. Terry very nicely said, this is a lovely way to start my day. Hey, thank you, Terry.
Yay.
It's lovely having you join us. And Wendy too. And Leanne.
Yay.
Rose.
Oh, we got a great group today.
Feeling all warm and fuzzy right now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of feeling warm and fuzzy. Well, let's see. I guess I start with a gratitude first, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling very grateful for you, Marnie. You're just such a highlight of my week, and I mean, I love everyone who joins us to watch these every week, but you're the one that I'm really interacting with mostly, and yeah, it's just it definitely adds such a wonderful joy to my week and lots of inspiration, and I'm just feeling really grateful for you.
Wow. Thank you. I was not expecting that. And yeah, love bombs. Excuse us while we have a love fest over here. No, thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate that. Oh, you know I love and appreciate you. Oh, Leanne says, thank you for waking me up. Aw, yay. I was just going to say, feel free to mention in the chat what you're grateful for. My gratitude, as always, is Melissa, of course, too. And this week it had to be top show was that full moon. And my gratitude was that we didn't have clouds. And so it was like, hello, full moon. It was, yeah, I know. And it's still bright and beautiful. But yeah, I just love taking in a full moon.
On Monday morning, we had that rain. Do you remember the rain on Monday morning?
Mm-hmm.
And my husband and I were out for our walk, and we were just on our way back when the rain stopped and the clouds parted and the full moon was just setting, I guess. Yeah, it would have been setting in the morning, but it was so orange, and with the clouds, it was just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful. And Terry, you're some of our favorite people too. Terry, she just said something nice to us. Thank you, Terry.
More hearts for all of you joining us today.
Yeah, big
you,
hearts.
Terry, my mom.
Yeah,
Leanne.
sending you all love bomb. Oh, love bomb sounds funny, but there's lots of love. I was like, wait, I don't know.
Yeah, the bomb
I have to
terminology
find
may
a different
not
word. Love. Love. Love energy.
All right, let's wind us up for the day in case people need to go places, do exciting fun things. Here we go. Today, I've got a lovely little quote from Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. So, I don't know, I was just appreciating imagination and how important that is for creativity, There's lots of things.
Exactly. Well, it's like, how do we create new things without imagination? Because we'll just keep building from things from the past and such. But it's like, what about new ideas? All these wonderful new ideas people and solutions people come up with.
Exactly.
Imagination. And Terry's
Wonderful.
left a tip.
Oh,
Because her friend Tracy Purvis is a gratitude specialist. So we can check out
ooh,
her for some gratitude inspiration as well. So thank you, Terry.
thank
It's
you.
like,
I'm hoping on Facebook. Is that where we find her, Terry?
yeah, maybe note that, Terry. And while you're doing that, we'll just mention next week we are going to have a
Yes.
guest.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
Guest interview, the holidays and such, and sometimes stress can be on the rise and such. So we've got Amy of Natural High Health, Natural High Coaching. I think I've messed up her business name. We'll get it right for next week. Sorry, Amy, but she's coming to give us some tips about stress and handling stress. So that'll be fun, I think.
That will be great.
Yeah. So hopefully you can join us
Awesome.
next week as well. And we're so grateful you were here with us this morning. And yeah.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Yay!
We'll see you next week.